So you asked me about the Turkish. So it's true that they done to us too much and we done to them too much as well. Because we don't and we didn't have nothing with the Cypriot Turks. Even now, after so many years, we still have good relations between the local people. Me personally, from Augusta, I used to run my own business in buildings, constructions and whatever. I had 8 people working for me. 4 they were Greeks and 4 Turkish. Nothing between us. We had lunch, breakfast together. We was working together like brothers. I had a boy with me, 13 years old. His father bring it to me. And when I left from Augusta, he was 20. He used to call me Baba, and my wife, he used to call Mama. That was the relation between the Greeks and Turkish here. But unfortunately, they involved Turkish groups from main Turkey, who they came here as a terrorist or as
TMT people.
Turkish people, yes.
TMT, this organization.
Yeah, exactly. So they killed some people in the villages. Sandalari, Fanya. So from one side we had EOGB, from the other side we had TMT. Okay, they kill, they answer. We kill, they answer. That was the way.
But about 60, 70 people were killed here in Limassol, in Tahni
Yes,
village.
yes.
It's too much.
It is. But also if you go to villages of Famagusta, just before the war, you see that many people, in a village there were 20 people, they're still missing.
So there was a mass killings from both sides.
Exactly.
That's what you say.
So, yes, by that we cannot accuse and we say it is them fault or our fault. They kill, we kill. We kill, they kill. This is the truth.
So,
as I tell you before, I had 4 Turkish, they used to work with me, Cypriot Turks. I was one of the very, very few people who I had the right to get in close area of Famagusta, under the walls.
but what you say is the TMT, the killers, they came from Turkey. So the order...
Not only from Turkey. As we had here, Greek Cypriot, who they supporting EOKB. Also they had over there Turkish Cypriot, who they were supporting TMT.
Like Simpson. Simpson used to be a hitman for LKB, right?
No.
The president.
No.
Temper, no?
No. Samson, he was one of the heroes, I can say, in 1955.
Ah, okay.
And it was in EOKB. EOKA
A.
But in a way, his newspaper, because he was owner of the newspaper, Mahi and Taros. So he was supporting sometimes EOKB, sometimes Magarios, he was somewhere in the middle. So when the crew came up and Magarios escaped, so they asking few people to get president, like Liridis, Triandafilidis and some other. They were high society people. And
who asked? The junta?
Yeah. They refused. So they found Samson.
Samson, yes, Samson.
And when he said, because I know him personally, Samson, he was on my marriage. We used to live with his grandmama, houses up one to the other in Trigomo village. So I know him, and I know his idea. And after when we talk when we meet somewhere, he said, I did it because I wanted to protect people and don't kill people between two.
I explained that you are the witness. You saw the people. You was here.
Yeah.
We, the young generation, we just read books. And there are a lot of speculations, there are a lot of false stories.
A lot of nonsense as well.
So tell me about the people who are running Cyprus up to now. Because British are known that they prefer to put in power not the people which are the best in the society, but the people whom they can control. This is not only in Cyprus, in all other countries. Everywhere. So if you are not afraid, tell us about the people who run Cyprus. I'm telling you why I'm asking you this. Our political party, every month we participate in Ledra Palace in meetings between Turkish political parties and Greek political parties, or let's say Greek Cypriot. The position of Turkish Cypriot is first. It was not an invasion, it was a rescue operation.
Mm-hmm. Is that what Gyunet say? Sorry,
Yeah.
You see, in one meeting in the United Nations, Gyunet, he was the
Yunus
was the foreign minister of Turkey. And when they have the arguments about the Cyprus problem, he said, don't force me to ask from the United Nations to pay our forces in Cyprus as the forces of the United Nations people. And when they say why, because he said, we don't invite to Cyprus to keep Cyprus. We invite to Cyprus to bring the peace. We are peaceful power there.
And the second point of the political parties is that Cyprus at the present time is run by OKB people and their mentality.
No.
This is not what I say, it is what the Turkish Cypriots say.
No. It's not true. We don't come like that. Maybe the first years.
That's why we don't want to talk to them.
First of all, no. You see, maybe the first years after the war, because it was the war, it was, the minds was confused. The politics, it was very strict and afraid.
Refugees,
Exactly.
loss of property.
We lost everything. We don't trust easily. But now in our days, and especially 50 years after, the things are more clear now. And I don't believe that we will change the things anyway, even if we talk or not. If we talk, we will have a better solution, maybe better conditions or whatever. But the situation, we cannot change it. Because 50 years after, we used to, and we still call the imitation of country over there. But 50 years after, how they live.
Listen, Platon, the Greek philosopher, he was very upset when business people are coming to power and they try to enrich themselves.
Yeah.
It is not what I say, it was Platon say.
I know, I read it.
That's why Platon say,
Nico, I finished university. I am not just without education. I have enough.
sure, but my point is that Platon say we need to build a fence between politicians, warriors, and business people.
Yep.
We should not let business people in the power
To involve in it.
to involve. And I don't know, every day we keep hearing stories about corruption in the government and we don't like this corruption and it is going on and going on. where to find the. You say British gave 15 years for the locals to educate themselves to become politicians. Yeah. Where are the politicians?
They didn't go. Nobody goes.
Where are the politicians which are strong enough to make peace in Cyprus?
We don't have.
Maybe this is the problem.
It is from the beginning. You know, when we became democracy in 1960, who they were the first government? The fighters of yoga, they became ministers and whatever. Tassos Papadopoulos, one. He was 24, 25 years old, and he was a minister, a foreign minister.
Foreign
minister.
Foreign affairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yorkagis, the same thing. He was minister of defended and inside, whatever. So most of the ministers at the time, it was young fellows who they be coming from yoga one. They did nothing about politics. They just finished gymnasium or something like that, a high school, nothing more. So you understand what kind of government we have. Government we start having, mostly I can say 1965, 1966, when it was the second elections, and they involved in the government as ministers, like Kyriakou, like some other, who they were mostly lawyers, who they come from universities. Then we had a really good government. That time.
Well, Anastasiadis is a lawyer. I don't know the Christodoulidis. I don't know. I don't think he's a lawyer, but
no.
Lawyer is not automatically makes you a good politician.
No. I agree with you, but that time, I mean 1965 and after, it was the only
educated people,
and the only who you can trust them.
You can trust them.
Yeah.
Okay.
We trust them because they were educated, they knew the law, that's the reason why most of them, they were lawyers. They knew the law.
But they didn't manage to save the country.
No.
They lost it in 1974.
No, because yes, they were ministers down there, but the final decision, it was only from Makarios. So they could say them ideas, but the final decision, it was Makarios.
So Makarios was ahead of his time. He was thinking that he can do a revolution like in Cuba.
For that minister of America, called him Castro
of the Cuba, but Kissinger was not agreeing to this.
Yeah. Listen, Makarios, in a way, from one side he was a good president. I mean, for the population, but for a foreignist affair, sometimes were very wrong, because we was a small country. We became independent, but we didn't have nothing. We have to choose, East or West. That time was the American, NATO, and Soviet Union. Yes. So you have to choose where you go to protect yourself. So he decided to go to make another organization with Tito and independent countries, what it was they called. So that was a mistake, because we was without protection, without anything.
Why don't you want to stay like Iceland, without army, only police?
Yes, that was before the revolution. if you want, from the Turkish over there, because we start making army 1964 after the
Bombay.
bombing. Yes, because it was a regiment from Turkey, a regiment from Greece, Turklik and Eldik, here, just to protect as a quarantine country. That was the agreement. They have a regiment, Greek regiment and Turkish regiment in Nicosia.
Andreas, you are a senior citizen, but I see you are suffering from lack of savings, lack of support from the government. Why you are a refugee, a senior citizen with education and everything, is basically thrown away by the government? Why the government is not supporting you? Why I'm mistaken?
No, it's not like this. And if anybody tell you that, it's not true. You know, when we came here, I remember 1975, I came to Limassol. 1975, I was in Larnaca. I work in a department of government to support refugees. So we had tents.
Tents?
Yeah. Refugees, they used to come. They take food, support, everything, clothes, whatever. And then slowly, when refugees, they split in the island, government, except those who they take the Turkish properties and houses in the villages, wherever, all the people they wanted to build a house, they give them land and money. Of course, not all the money anyway, but
subsidy.
I think half of the money. You see, they support money and land.
The government?
Yeah. And also they build by the government completely houses in the refugee camps. Like I had one house. They just give them to the people who they couldn't build by themselves.
But your car is very old. Why the government is not giving you a new car?
This is a different, it's private story.
A private, okay.
They cannot give you gas or they support you in your work from the beginning. It's 50 years now, they cannot support you every day. So we don't complain about that.
I understand. So tell me, you told me you saw Nikos Anastasiadis, our former president, driving in Limassol with Kalashnikov behind his back.
Please.
Okay.
You know,
so, Andreas, you are a senior citizen. we don't live forever. So what is your message to the new political parties like ours, to the new politicians? Which mistake we should avoid? Not to come to the house of 55, of 63 and 64 again. Especially now when there is a lot of problems around.
First of all, they have to think and work for the good results of the country, for both nationalities.
How you measure the result of the country?
How? They have to be honest, first of all. And they have to ask to cooperate together for our own good, for the whole people, for the
cooperate.
You know, we have to forget that we are Greek Cypriot and Turkish Cypriot. We have to believe and we say that we are just Cypriot. Because, I'll tell you one thing, we are the only country in the world who are independent with our own flag and nationality and member of the United Nations and European Community. But we don't use our own national song.
Anthem. It's a Greek anthem, yes. Why?
Why? Tell me why. Nobody knows why. We have our own national song. They played only 3 times. When it was the pronounce of our democracy, in one visit in Egypt, when Makarios visited Egypt, and once in United Nations. That's it, finished. After 1963, they stopped. Our national Greek song, it belongs to us. Now, I'm asking you, how would I demand from the Turkish to stand attention when the Greek national song play? And how they can ask the Turkish over there, because they have also the Turkish national thing. How they can ask for me to stand attention when the Turkish national song play? Tell me how.
Well, you're talking about national identity,
Yeah.
so and symbols.
Yeah.
So I agree with you that you need a separate identity to revive.
Exactly.
But where to find the people,
The young generation.
the politicians?
The young generation is already the young generation.
Yes.
Listen, the young generation, they have it. They believe it. In our days, there are many organizations from both sides. They make concerts, they make meetings, they try.
So there is a demand from young people to feel that Cyprus belongs to them
That's right.
and not to somebody else.
Yes. Still. But after 50 years, it's not easy to do things like that. The Cyprus problem, it's over, Nico. Over. We have to accept it. And when we say, last they ask the solution, Digi no Digi, it means 2 communities. The Zonigi, 2 zones, 1 government. That would be the solution. They have it already. We have them 50 years now. They are over there, we are over here. They have our government in a way, we have our government. So the only they have to discuss, it is one government, one head government.
I made in our political party a study as an international lawyer, and I found that there are historians who also made a lot of things, and they say that there are 2 countries responsible for dismembering of Cyprus.
Yep.
That is with the United States and the United Kingdom. So my opinion as a lawyer, and I want your opinion, is that you lost your house, you lost your business, so you can take reparations. You don't need your house now because it's in ruins. But the money must be paid to you by whom? By the United States and the United Kingdom. What do you think about this?
Listen, for me the solution is that you said, okay? They will ask the people what kind of property they had over there. They get them some money, okay, and stay as we are. You want to go to the other side, you go over there, you buy land, build, but you will be under the government, under the law of this area you live. They want to come over here, they will be the same. We can have one president as a head, and every 4 years they will change it as a head for national decisions. Just only that. Now I'm asking you, I born in a house there 50 years ago. We left. Okay? In that house now, if still the house, somebody else he was there for 50 years. Some other kids they born down there. And they grown up down there. They are 50 years now. How shall I go down there and say to him, out, this is my house? What he would say to me?
Our approach is that there are internationally wrong acts committed against Cyprus as a state,
Yeah.
committed by Britain and United States, and they use EOKA, Greece, Turkey as the puppets. but they are responsible. Now, our leaders are saying the United States is our friend forever, etc., etc. It may be like that, but I believe, let's take Mauritius, a small island in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
They just won a big case in International Court of Justice for Diego Garcia, which was given back to them by the British. It used to be taken away. So our opinion is that both communities must be paid reparations so they are comfortable, so the property issue is resolved. And the political issue, who runs the place, it's up to you to decide. You say that the status quo should be maintained. The legal system here and the legal system there.
Exactly.
Federation is what you're saying.
This is the truth. This is the solution.
You cannot come back to the 1960s.
No way. But anyhow, we have to end it now.
Thank you, Andrea.
All right.